What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Dash today, D-A-S-H. It is the 9th day of November, and here we are sitting at about $88.66. There's a very strong chance that the low is in, but there's also a chance that we do have slightly lower prices to go, and I want to talk about that with you guys now. Again, the lower prices we could go to could be even as low as like $55, let alone, $62, or where I think it's going to go, which is just below $70. We'll get into all that here. It's very possible that we do go lower, but if this is the low, I want to go over the parameters that we would need to see, what kind of levels we'd have to break to validate this as a low. And inevitably, of course, I do believe Dash is in the process of a move overall that is going to take it higher. Even if we go a little bit lower from here, I mean, we're in the process of a move that I don't care who you are. If you buy here and it goes down or it goes up, whatever it does, you're going to make money. It's going to move up here pretty damn soon. So let's talk about that. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. We're going to start off by zooming into the 1 hour time frame. The 1 hour time frame. I can't talk properly because I'm like stuffed up a little bit. 1 hour time frame here. Looking at the price, first and foremost, you can see that the top area here came in line directly with this bottoming zone here and this resistance point here. That is resistance at prior support, at prior resistance. That does suggest that we might have lower to go. Okay, we very well might have lower to go. I want to actually look at this real quick, just from the point of an ABC correction. I just want to see. Hold on. Or a little bit further than that. Yeah. I don't know. That's fine. I mean, this could be it because sometimes you do get A, B, C corrections and then that's it. It is very possible, but so far this reaction is not what you want to see if you are looking to break out higher, right? This is not what you want to see. If we do find support here, as long as we hold support here at about $82.60 and then we push higher, I would say that there's a very strong chance that this is the low, right? What levels do we need to see? What level do you have to break in order to validate this as a low? Well, for me, we could be strict and we could say get above this high, get above 130, but you're at 87 bucks. That's so far away. What, we're going to miss this much of the move before we get bullish? I don't think so. And don't get me wrong, there's going to be a lot more to go afterwards. There's nothing wrong with waiting to for $130 to provide confirmation, but I think that if we get a 4 hour time frame to close above here, a 4 hour time frame that closes back above $100 or higher, not that we move up there, not that we see prices there, but that we close a 4 hour time frame or higher candle body at $100 or more, then I would think the low is in. Okay, so if you want to prove me wrong, because I'm going to take the stance of going lower, I think we'll see. We'll look at the indicators. Maybe by the end of this video I'll be bullish. I don't know. Maybe I'll be calling for this to be the low, but at the moment I do think that we are going to go lower. But if I'm wrong, just close above $100. If I'm wrong, get a 4 hour candle to close above $100 and then I'll be proven wrong. Okay, that's what it would take. And hold above 82.60. I think if you close a 4 hour time frame below 82.60, let's just say 82 bucks. If you close a 4 hour time frame below there, you likely do go lower. Okay? A 1 hour time frame close below there might even do it, but let's just see. Let's look at our indicators here. Okay, 1 hour time frame, the RSI getting overbought, seeing actually a very similar reaction to what you saw here before you actually moved in and you sold off, went lower. Stochastics are bearish here, and the MACD is contesting the 0. I would think you're at a point of resistance here at the MACD and the stochastics and the RSI. Maybe you are in an uptrend. Maybe it is positive. You do have these higher lows overall, but you can still come lower and find support there. Again, that in itself is not enough to make me think that we go lower, right? Just lower than the current price. So if we're holding $82 as support, that's fine. Again, you can wick below $82. That's fine. If we wick below it, that doesn't mean that we're going lower. But if we close prices on a 4 hour time frame or even an hour time frame below 82 bucks, I would think that's very validating that we are going lower, that we found resistance here at prior support, and that we are checking back to go lower. That's all it is. And that's not a big deal. 4 hour time frame here, if we're looking at this, zooming out, the MACD is down below the 0. The stochastics are bearish, and the RSI, if this 4 hour closes red, which it looks like it wants to, we got an hour left, we'll see. And the 1 hour makes me think that we're going to come down as well. We're rejecting the 50, makes me think that we want to go lower. We've got an overall downtrend, lower highs, lower lows. Typically these downtrends end in the oversold zone. And you did get in there a little bit, but it's not as in as I would like it to be. It doesn't need to be what I would like it to be, though. Perhaps we come down and we bounce right off the oversold zone. We get like double bullish divergence or something like that. And if we do go to the oversold zone, understand we likely do take out these lows, but we might just see a slightly lower low. And that's kind of what I'm expecting to happen, actually. I don't think that we're going to go dramatically lower. We can understand from here, 86 bucks, Dash could go all the way down to 60 bucks. It could go all the way down to 50 bucks, and you're still fine. As weird as that might seem, you're still fine. I just don't think that we're going to go that low. I think that we're going to see a slightly lower low here and then reverse, but we'll see. We'll see. 4-hour time frame, 1-hour time frame, agreeing with the idea that we do move lower from here. Okay, I'm on board with that at least. Now let's get into some of the fun stuff. Let's bust out the fibs. Okay, on a daily time frame here, I want to actually look at this high to low. Went all the way up to the money zone perfectly, topped off there, and then you pulled back to the 1414. Notice how you just ripped right through everything. You went right up to the money zone, stopped there. That money zone is perfect, man. I love it. Finding support at the 1414, bit of a deep retracement. But again, you could come lower. That next level would be $69 right here at the 1272. So there's significance here based off of this very insignificant fib, this high to low here. You've got significant area to find support right there based off of the 1272. If we zoom out to the weekly time frame, you can see that directly comes in line with a prior point of resistance here and our prior points of resistance here as well. And prior areas of support, support back here, right? Dating back. Definitely a key area on the Dash chart. And if we're looking at this as well, would it be from the last cycle's high to the bear market low? I think so. Okay, maybe not this one, but still high to low. The 382 here, which it's very common to go from. Let me start off by saying this. It's very common. Just remember that there's a level here at $69 that makes sense. Okay. It's very common when you find your low and you interact with the golden ratio like we just did to pull back to the 0.5 to 382 area. Okay. Maybe directly at this line, maybe directly at this line, but something in this zone is the most appropriate. And we're in that zone now, right? We are. We actually found support right in the heart of this zone here. The lowest I could see us going based off of my fib analysis would actually say 60 bucks. Now I want to go back. I want to reiterate what I said earlier, okay? I don't think that going below $60 would be a detriment to Dash. We could go to $50 and still be fine. But based off of these fibs, personally, I don't think we go below $62, right? 61.71 is the lowest that I could see us going below. It's not that we can't go below there. It's not that it's hurting if it goes below there. That would be a bit extreme, sure, but that would be the lowest that I personally see us going based off of this fib here, okay? Taking the overall all-time high to this cycle low that we've had here. I thought there was something else that lined up with this. Am I drawing a blank? I must be drawing a blank. That's okay. There was something that came in line with $69, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, I think I know what it was. Okay, let's see. Beyond just the 1272 of this retracement. If we take this low to this high, $65. Maybe it was this low. Yes, it was this low, $69 there. Okay. So the low of the move, do I take that low or do I take this low here? I feel like I should take this low. But regardless, 65, 69, somewhere in there, right? Something above $65, yet below $70 is where I think we're going to go. We'll back test it for support, right? Deleting all these fibs, deleting all the noise. It's very common from a low to a high to pull back to your 382 whenever you break below the 236 like this, right? We're below the red line. We've broken below it. It would make a lot of sense to go to the 382, which is at about $65, $66. And again, do I draw it from this low or is it from this low that I should draw the fib? The difference there is $69 to $65. So something in that area is what I would expect. And if we go a little bit below 65, it is also somewhat common enough to wick below the 382 and yet close above it. So even if we go down below 60, I'm not worried about it. That doesn't mean that we're breaking structure here. It depends on what we do, but I would expect a very fantastic reaction. This is where the fun part comes in, is that we'd see a very fantastic reaction off of this level that sends us, propels us to prices that are well above $150. So understand what I'm talking about here, right? We're talking about a price that is likely below $70 and likely above $65. Okay, something in this realm right here. We're talking about a price right there. And then afterwards, we're talking about recovery. We're talking about a move that will likely take us above this point. So at which case, if we take just kind of the middle of this zone, 68 bucks, whatever, that's over a 2x move, right? And it likely, again, we are going to see higher prices. So likely there's a 3x move or more implied here over the coming week, if not over the next couple of weeks, certainly by the end of the month. Where is the next target area? I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. Here we are. From a high to a low, the next target area implied based off of this fib would be $287 to about $400 there. Now that might be where we top off. That makes sense because again, that's our golden ratio zone of the all-time high to the cycle low that we just had. It also interacts with our prior cycle highs pretty well. So it's a very strong possible outcome that we could go there. Not only that, but if we take a high here to a low here, our next fib levels, our 1886200 levels, literally at the base here, and the 2272 is literally at the top there. So it's perfect. There is a scenario where I would say that we could also perhaps wick to this level or even above that level there. Something to consider, right? All throughout this range. Let's just do this. All throughout this range is what we'd consider as a next target area. You even found support here and resistance here on this week, right? Found support right there. So some significance definitely in this area. What else do we want to see? Do we want to take this high to low? We can take this high to low. Yes, because we stopped at the golden ratio. Typically, I'm going to delete these, but I'm going to bring them right back, okay? So I want those on there. Whenever you stop at the golden ratio, and then you pull back down to your 0.5382 area as you are now, whenever you move up higher again, the area that you would expect to go to is your 786 to 886, which is $235 to $327. And that is actually, at least the upper ends of that, are right within the realm, the range that we have here. So I feel very confident in Dash from here going up to about $327 by the end of November. Okay, so from here, you'll move down probably just below 70 bucks. Let's imagine you bought it $71 right here, right where I have the line drawn, right at this prior top right here, $71. Let's imagine you bought there. Let alone lower, because it's probably going to go again $69 to $65, if not even a little bit lower than that. That's the expectation. The minimum target that I would foresee happening would be about a 3.2x. The likely target outcome, I think, could be about a 4x to a 4.5x. And then the most bullish case scenario would be about a 6, almost a 7x move. Anything and everything between 290 to 480 is what we would accept as a possibility. And you're at $85 now. And this, again, is all expected to happen by the end of November. Okay? I don't have anything else that I want to say. I know there's a lot of you who are asking, okay, but what about after that? Are we going to see new all-time highs? What's the high capacity for this thing by the end of the cycle? I don't know. I want to see how we react. I want to see where we are by the end of this year, and then I'll call for where we'll be by the end of the cycle. If we're here by the end of the year, we could be here by the end of the cycle. If we're higher than here by the end of the year, if we're like up here by the end of the year, we could be up here by the end of the cycle. It's just hard to say. Anything, do you want me to give you that range instead? Anything from $1,200 to $13,000 is your target area, but that's a big range. There's a significant difference from an $85 move to $1,200 versus $85 to $13,000. It's a significant difference. So I don't feel confident one way or another. I guess the most confident level I would have would be either the all-time high area, the all-time high monthly close, or the golden ratio. One of those. If you're asking me right now, just from the hip, fire, C-Zar, where do you think that we're going to go by the end of this cycle? I would say this is the range. About $1,000. I think we break that to $3,700. I wouldn't be surprised if we hit $3,700. But past that, I'm not there yet. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just not there yet. Okay, I want to see more because you have been in a multi-cycle downtrend. I don't care that you're bullish right now, right? That's hefty. Who are we to say that you deserve new all-time highs at all this cycle just because you're being bullish right now? Time will tell. Anyways, I got nothing else. Thank you all for being here. Hit the like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves. And yeah, prepare for a little bit of volatility. Again, if we get a 4-hour time frame to close above $100, then I'm wrong. But until then, I maintain the stance that we're going down below 70 bucks, likely above 60 bucks. Okay, take it easy. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.